Hello everyone, it's Ozgun here. I hope you are doing well. So today I like to talk about how to create acid 303 patterns in FL Studio. I'm gonna show you my way of programming acid patterns, and if you're ready, let's get into the tutorial. Okay guys, before I start to the video, I already have two tutorials about how to create acid 303 sounds. One of the tutorials is showing how to make them in Serum, and one of them is showing how to make them in 3x oscillator. So if you want to watch the videos, I'm going to put a card. In this tutorial, I like to use transistor bass because this plugin is like a clone version of the Roland, this iconic 303 bass analog synthesizer. So it sounds like that. So it's very easy to get this sound. All you gotta do is add a transistor bass. And when you add that, you see there are like sequences already programmed inside of it, so all of them is gonna give you different sound. And also, as you see, it already has the sequencer on, so it's gonna play its own MIDI. Yeah, you can check that out, but if you wanna just create your own, you can deactivate the sequencer in here, or you can just go to the preset as sequencer off. So you will just get this preset, and in here you can program the sounds like that. So you probably need to put the resonate to the maximum. The envelope changes the sound, but if you have full resonation, just put the envelope lower. And this decay is gonna determine how long the MIDIs are. I don't wanna touch it. And you see the waveform in here. If you put the waveform all the way to the left, it's gonna play a square wavetable. If you put it all the way to the right, it's gonna play a sawtooth wavetable, and you can blend those two with this knob. So it's very easy like that. I already programmed one. This is this plugin, and I activated the distortion module of it. And I'm giving it a little bit drive to get this sound. And also I put Fruity Wave Shaper just to give it a little bit more, volume, a little bit more fatness. Without it, it still sounds same, but less powerful. So yeah, this is how I program it currently. This channel is deactivated, so it's not affecting the sound we have. Okay, let's start talking about how to write 303 patterns. So everyone has a different approach to writing them. I have two different approaches, and mostly I'm just blending these two formula I have to create my own patterns in my own songs. So one of them is like that. You can put 16 of notes like this. So this workflow is kind of similar to the real analog device. You have 16 steps in the device, and you program all of the notes individually. You can determine if you want a gap, or if you want a note to longer, or if you want to have a longer note with some glide like that. So you got kind of three options, and when you make a combination with them, you can create the 303 patterns. Try to remove some of the sounds from this, 16 of the notes. Sounds good. So maybe in the gaps, we can put some upper notes. Let me just change it to A Phrygian, because I like to use Phrygian mode in the minor. After the root, half steps are forbidden in the minor, but in the Phrygian, it's allowed. So this is gonna create the tension of the techno tension we are looking for. So let's try to fill the gaps maybe with just the same upper notes for now. And as you see, I'm kind the making question and answer thing. Like I already had a tutorial about how to write melodies with that formula. So in that formula, the first and the third should be similar, and 2 and 4 should be similar. If you follow that pattern, your melodies is gonna sound more catchy, more memorable. And maybe we can have some glides. Maybe this can be longer. Or maybe we can have this one in the top. And we can make a glide like this. It sounds nice. Maybe we can have more glides. Okay, so this is the basic rhythm of it. Now to create the melodies, all we gotta do is put some of the notes, maybe like just one up, like half step. Now we are getting somewhere. So if you loop it, it could be boring. Let's clone this one more time. And maybe this time we can change the ending of it. It sounds nice. Maybe the ending can be glide as well. That's good. So what if we clone this one more time? And this time, let's change the ending one more time. So as you see, I'm just focusing on the question and answer thing. So if we go to the first 16 steps, this part is question. This part is the answer to it. This is a question, and this is the answer to it. So A1, I'm going to refer to the previous tutorial that I teach you. A1 is going to similar to the A2. B1 is going to similar to the B2. And if you go to the bigger picture, now let's go to the bigger picture. Now this whole part is A1, and this is A2, and this is B1, and this is B2. So you can always think like that. The first portion is going to be similar to the third, and second is going to similar to the fourth. And exact formula like that. First, similar to the third. Second, similar to the fourth. So if you can make this relationship between your notes, then you will have a melody. It sounds catchy and memorable. Okay, it sounds sick to me. Let's test it with the track. Because in the end, if you program 4 bars of 3 or 3 sounds, probably that's gonna enough to cover the full song. Let's try how it's gonna sound the track by activating nothing but just EQ, OTT, delay reverb, and a little bit sidechain. Yeah, it's working perfectly. That's good. So let's take this to next level. As you see, currently I don't have any velocity changing going on in the track. What if let's first put everything a little bit to the bottom, and maybe for the upper notes, we can have more velocity. So in order to use this velocity change, in order to make it obvious, there's the accent knob in here. If you don't have any accent, all of the notes is gonna sound in same velocity no matter how you change them. But if you have accent, then the higher velocity is gonna have some accentuation. It's gonna sound a little bit different and a little bit more hard than the others. I think we gotta exaggerate a little bit more. Not much. You see the difference, right? So the upper note is just more hard, more harsh. Yes, this was the first method that I like to use when I write my 303 patterns. So let's go to the second way of how to do it. Let's get rid of all. So the second way is something like that. You just create a rhythm first. And once you have that, in the gaps, you can just put some notes in the top. And you can just create the glides for the long notes. So you can go to the higher octave as you like. So in here, maybe one of them can in here. Or maybe we can have a long glide like that. And in the upper notes, once you fill all of the notes, in the upper notes, you create your melody. So we can start like this, and maybe like this. Maybe this can stay here. This can stay here. And maybe this one can go just like that. And maybe let's work with the accents. Those guys can have higher velocity. And again, let's duplicate it. We will think as a question and answer. And we are gonna change maybe this one, the last one. And maybe this can go up, this can go down. Let's duplicate it. yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. And it can be a full song again. And as you see, we are creating it in minutes. So you can always spend it more time and make it perfect. You know, you gotta feel it, you gotta spend more time on it. Yeah, guys, this is how I create my trio. 3 acid lines. This was a 2 different approaches, 2 different methods that I'm constantly using when I write those guys into my tracks. So if you have something to add to the topic, or if you have your own way, please let me know in the comment section. I'm gladly wanted to check that out. So today that was it, guys. I hope you can apply these tricks to your own productions as well. See you on the next video. Bye bye.